He was a believer. He was a proper believer before Islam. This is the time of the Jews. He was a proper believer, and there was another, his friend. He did not believe. So there's a scenario Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala paints, he shows us in Surah Safan, where the believer, some say it's Yehuda, other Tabi'een, they believe that this person is not Yehud, this person, but it is another individual who believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, had a companion who did not believe. And their scenario, their condition was such that the person who believed, he had money, and the person who disbelieved, he also had money. So the person who disbelieved, he spent 1,000, let's say for the sake of argument, he spent $1,000. In what? Purchasing a home. He didn't believe, he didn't want to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the reckoning, day of reckoning. He purchased a home for himself for 1,000. So the person who believed, he looked at him and he said, you purchased this for 1,000, what I will do is I will take this 1,000 and I will give it in sadaqah, and I will ask Allah, with this sadaqah I will purchase property in paradise. So then the story goes on. Suyuti describes that this person again, he spent $1,000 and he got married. So this person who believed, he looked at it and he said, it was his friend, he said, you paid $1,000 for this woman and you got married. Oh Allah, bear witness, I will donate $1,000, marry me to one of the hurs of paradise. So like this, 2 or 3 incidents take place. Then a time comes when the person who was donating, giving sadaqah all the time, he got poor. And the person who was spending, the disbeliever, he was still rich. So this poor person comes to him and says, in need of borrowing money, he comes to him. He says, I have some difficulty, can I borrow and I'll pay you back later? So the disbeliever says, well, what happened to your money? What happened to your wealth? You were pretty well off, just like me. What happened? What did you do? He said, well, he explained to him the entire scenario. Whenever you spend like this, I spent like this. Whenever you did this, I did that. He said, you were my friend all this along? He said, he shunned him. He said, get out of here. He said, I'm not going to help you. You're a fool. What are you doing? And then after this incident, they both passed away. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, Surah Safat, is describing. And so I'm saying that it is this individual that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing. He's in paradise. He's in Jannah. Talking. Enjoying his time. Drinks. The whole, everything. He's having a blast. So suddenly, with his friends, he remembers. He says, and he tells his friends, I just remembered. There was a friend of mine, and he did this and this. And this is the condition that happened. When I came to ask for money, he kept spending, he didn't believe in Allah, he did this and I did this. I wonder what will happen. A voice will come, and the Quran is describing this entire scenario. A voice will come and say, would you like to see where your friend is? Do you want to know where he is? And then it'll be unveiled. There will be an unveiling. And the person from Jannah will see the situation of his friend in Jahannam. And that's where the zakum comes. He will see his friend eating the zakum. And then he will say, what happened to you? What happened to you? And the person will reply, truly you were the one who was successful. Truly I was the one who was wrong. And this is the end. This is my end. And there's no going back from this now. I cannot turn away from this now. So my respected brothers and others, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran is full. The Quran is full. If you want to have you're going to be scared, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will scare you to the bone. It's an amazing style of the Quran. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows you Jannah, you are so pleased and you like it so much, so delighted, you just want to see it. You want to be there. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts describing the Jahannam, it is so incredible and so severe that you just almost fall in despair. What kind of punishment is this? Something we cannot even imagine for a second. How is a person going to go through this for his entire life? For hundreds, millions and billions of years. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and save us. Now my respected brothers and elders, after describing the people of hellfire, now we will move on and get into what has caused these people to enter into hellfire. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that many times, in many ways, he talks about people in different qualities and characteristics and attributes. And he talks about the people who are entering into that fire. We can't go through all of them. But we will go through the number one complaint that people will have, or the number one problem the people have because of which they will be entering into that fire. And the verse that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the surah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that enlightens and explains to us who these people are. We will go first to Surah Mulk. تكاد تميز من الغيظ كلما ألقي فيها فوج سألهم خزنتها ألم يأتكم نذير. So the fire is burning and blazing, and the people are being catapulted into the hellfire. The scenario is, Allah SWT is painting, that the people are being catapulted into the fire. What's the reason? A nukta is that the reason why the people are being catapulted, thrown, flung into the hellfire, one is for disgrace. You're not being, welcome, come, please welcome, this is the hellfire. No one's being nice about it. But being catapulted, thrown. Other point we can take from this, that the fire is so severe, the people, the angels who are catapulting this individual, they don't even want to go near the fire. That's how severe the fire is, so they're throwing them. Who knows how long this distance is, but they're being thrown into the hellfire, flung. فَسَأَلَهُمْ خَزَنَتُهَا أَلَمْ يَأْتِكُمْ نَذِيرٌ. So as you have probably heard from last week, the individual probably mentioned to you, that who was the keeper of the heaven? Keeper of the Jannah is Ridwan. So there's also a khazai, a person who will guard the hellfire. What's his name? Malik. He will ask, Alam ya'tikum nadir? While they're being flung into the fire, conversations are taking place. Why is this? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing you it's not just some actions going on. This is life. You're going to experience it. You're going to conversate. You're going to talk. You're going to complain. Things are going to happen there. Alam ya'tikum nadir? Did not anyone come to warn you? Did anyone tell you that there's going to be some kind of fire? It's going to hurt? It's going to be painful? No one came and told you that? قالوا, they will say, لَقَدْ جَاءَنَا نَذِيرٌ. Definitely a warner came to us. No doubt about it. فَكَذَّبْنَا, we belied him. We said, no, you're a liar, we rejected him. And there's ways of rejecting many ways. We'll discuss it shortly. وَقُلْنَا, and we said, مَا نَزَّلَ اللَّهُ مِنْ شَيْءٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't reveal anything to you. This is nothing, you got nothing. This is all just made up stuff, fairy tales. And they will be sad in a very difficult situation. They will say, that we said, when the person came, we told him, no, you didn't do it. Why? What was the cause of this ruin? They say, لَوْ كُنَّا نَسْمَعُ أَوْ نَعْقِلُ. This would have solved our problems. لَوْ كُنَّا نَسْمَعُ. Only if I could hear. Only if I could hear or listen. Only if I could listen to the words of these people, those who came to warn me. Only if I could just listen to them. أَوْ نَعْقِلُ, or I had intellect to think about these things. That good will yield good, and bad will yield bad. I was just intellectual enough to think about it. That when a person does good, he will get good. And when a person does bad, he will get bad. What do you think will be the outcome for a person who's evil and a person who harms people? His outcome is the hellfire. A person who rejects Allah, his outcome is the hellfire. This is his abode. This is where he's supposed to be. This is where he belongs. Only if I could think about this. Only if I could understand this. Before doing things, before acting, walking around this world, going to school, going to my parents' house, going to my relative's house, wherever I go, if I could just think about these things. Am I doing the right thing? Every instant, what am I doing? What will be the outcome if I could just have intellect? And when I came to the masjid and someone gave me a talk, or when I gave the talk, why didn't I act upon it? Why didn't I listen to it? Why didn't I take heed from this warning? Now, what is the fire? Where will I end up?